Welcome back to the Auto Insider, where you come to find out what's new, what's hot, and what's not in the automotive industry. This week, we have the all-new RZ450e from Lexus. This is Lexus' first attempt at an all-electric vehicle, and they've done a pretty good job. Let's see how it stacks up against all the rest of the EVs out here in this crowded field. The first thing I noticed that didn't really say Lexus to me was this suede interior here. Suede inset here on the side, and a different kind of a cloth here in the middle. I like the way they have this leatherette going around the sides of the seat, and then this panoramic roof. It doesn't open, but it lets tons of light in, even when you have the shade on. The Lexus Inform infotainment system has been impressive thus far. When Lexus announced about a year ago that they were doing their own infotainment system, their own GPS, and they were just going to use things like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, I thought they may have been making a big mistake. To my surprise, everything about this system is intuitive, and it works as well, if not better, than any other infotainment system we've used. There's touchscreen features here, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. You can always plug up to use your Android Auto and Apple CarPlay if you like. There's a wireless phone charger here, plus 3 USB-C fast charging ports right here in the dash. So there's no reason for anyone to run out of juice. Lexus has really impressed me with the way they married the two. The new technology as far as touchscreen, but they also left some knobs for the old school people like myself. So there are dials here for my temperature control. There's a knob here to control my volume on radio stations. Rear defrost, mirror defrost, and front defrost all have buttons. No need to go searching through this infotainment system and adding additional fingerprint. And if I want to go through my radio stations here on the dashboard, they're all listed. I could choose them by favorites or by types of music. Really good for taking road trips. But will you take a road trip in an electric vehicle? We've charged the RZ450e 3 nights, completely charged. The indicator tells me of 100% battery. Haven't seen more than 158 available miles of range. It could be this 95-degree weather we're having here every day, but that just gives me a little bit of pause. Road trips, not sure if the RZ450e is ready for that yet. So if you're considering an SUV a crossover, you probably have a family. As you can see, there's great leg room and great headroom here in this second row. You have cup holders here, 2 USB-C fast chargers, your AC vents here, and you have heated outboard seats for both backseat passengers. Power windows, you can lock and unlock the doors from the second row, and you have that cool push button to exit as well. And then, in case you were wondering, yes, the second row reclines. So if you've ever seen any other Auto Insider videos, you know, if you're talking about a crossover or an SUV, it must have decent cargo space, and it has to be configurable. Not to mention, it has to be easy to access. Just because it's an EV doesn't excuse it from being an SUV. Let's check it out. The power rear liftgate can be activated by the button there, the proximity key in my pocket, or with the remote. There is 60/40 folded second row seats that add for great cargo capacity when you need it. Here below the floor, there's additional storage for things you need to take that you may not always use. And then this cargo cover, we really like the way it's designed and the fact that it's compact and it can be folded up and put away when not in use. When you're done, you have the option to close the hatch or close the hatch and lock all the doors. It meets that criteria. The suspension on the RZ450 is quite forgiving here in the city of Atlanta. These roads are notoriously bumpy and neat and disrepair, but it feels like it's swallowing up all the bumps here on the road, unlike that Tesla that my wife drives every day. Now let's test out this smart cruise control with the stop and go function. Adaptive cruise control has been set. Turned on my steering assist. And I want to point out, this is not autonomous driving, but as you can see, it actually does. It has told me to put my hands back on the wheel, but with no input from the driver, it is actually bringing the vehicle to a stop behind the vehicle ahead for stop and go driving in the city. Rush hour traffic. This is something that can really save a lot of stress and input from the driver. Well, that's all the time we have today on the Auto Insider, but for more of what's new, what's hot, and what's not, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, then download the SoundCloud app and listen to all of our reviews in their entirety. The Lexus RZ450e. For their first attempt at an all-electric vehicle, I think Lexus did a phenomenal job. If there were anything I would ding this RZ450 for, it would be the range that we've experienced during our week happy. This may just be a fluke, maybe it's because of the hot temperatures, but aside from that, this is one I like to have in my garage. Till next week, I'm Daryl Killian for the Auto Insider.